All glory must be to our God, for He is worthy of our praise. No man on earth should give glory to himself. All the glory must be to our God. I say compliment of the season. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. As always, we must understand it is a moment of redefining for the people of Biafra, a critical moment in the history of our people. 10 years from now, those of us who are still alive will bear testament to the change that has eventually affected us as a people. And then, being as part of the initiators, the pioneer of this process, I think it is important we keep our people informed. We may speak in language you don't understand, but pay attention carefully. Listen beneath the tone. You will get the truth. The social media platform is a place where information you dish out is at the disposal of everyone. Your friends and enemy, they all have access to it. And a people who cannot speak in code, a people who cannot have a, how do I put it, a complicated means of communication are bound to watch their dirty names in the public. We're trying not to do that. I'm George ONYIBE, and of course, I say compliment of the season once again. This morning, I want us to briefly look at a discussion I titled Addressing the Issue of Biafran Triangulation in Regard to Earth, Water, and Leadership. Addressing the issue of Biafrans in regard to Earth, Water, and Leadership. The issue of triangulation. Let me bring your mind back a little bit. When Biafra Restoration Project kicked off, one of the touching topic Nnamdi Kanu taught that I begin to think the guy has sense was the topic on triangulation. Most of you have forgotten. He lamented bitterly, telling our people about the strategy to triangulate our people. They want to triangulate us. If these people succeed in triangulating us, we are finished as a people. More than a month, Nnamdi Kanu on Radio Biafra was constantly reminding the people of Biafra regarding the issue of triangulation. And now one should begin to ask himself a question. Why does the issue of triangulation not of any concern to modern day Biafra agitators? Is it because they are career freedom fighters? Is it because the Biafra Restoration Project is all about money to them? Is it because it's all about supremacy, who handle the reins of leadership in our land? Why are they hiding the truth from the people? Now, before we look at this issue of triangulation, it is important we look at what triangulation is all about. Triangulation is a method used to increase the credibility or validity of research finding. Get those keywords clearly. When you talk about triangulation, it means a method used to increase the credibility and the validity of research finding. Credibility refers to trustworthiness, how believable a study is. Validity is concerned with the extent to which a study accurately reflect or evaluate the consent of idea being investigated. And now, if you draw it back to Biafra restoration, you will see that everything we are doing is supposed to be tied to three things, which is our land, our water, and the ring of leadership. But for those of you who may be a banker, you studied, you are in economics, I understand triangulation may be something different to you. Now let's come and look at it or the other way. We have four types of triangulation. We have data triangulation, we have investigator triangulation, we have theory triangulation, and we have methodological triangulation. This morning, we are dealing on methodological triangulation. The beauty of triangulation in itself is that as a plane length against a vertical height, which is able to find its descending or ascending of a line to several patterns or layouts. You will not be able to understand them in detail, but try and follow what I'm trying to tell you bit by bit. And now, coming back to our discussion, paying attention on the issue of triangulation as a people of Biafra, as regarding our land, as regarding our water, and the ring of leadership. Just three areas we are going to methodically address the issue of triangulation. I'm not coming from the angle Nnamdi Kanu taught the people before now, before he turned rogue. I'm talking about the reality on ground. Let's go back to the Bible from the garden Genesis, the Garden of Eden. The Bible says God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was there. And after separating the heavens and the earth, God said the earth was filled with water. He made earth to appear before water. And then when he separated the earth and the water, creation took place. And by the time God perfected creation, he instituted leadership that brought in Adam and Eve. I don't know if you're understanding it. I say we are addressing the issues of triangulation as regarding the people of Biafra, land, earth, and water, the ring of leadership. Earth, water, and the ring of leadership. Three things happened in the Garden of Eden. One was that God created heaven and earth. After doing that, he separated the heaven from the earth. And then coming to the earth, there were water everywhere. God separated the water from the earth. And having separated the water from the earth, creation emerged. The moment creation emerged, the next thing God did was to introduce leadership. Triangulation. Now, you move on. In the time of Abraham, he picked Abraham from among the people. He said, first of all, I will give you a land that is flowing with milk and honey. In other words, milk and honey represent liquid, the water aspect. But as if it's not enough, look at the history of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It is characterized of the adventure of trying to get water. Everywhere they're looking for water, 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 water. They succeeded because in the midst of the land that God gave to them, they need water to survive. And to be able to discover this water, the ring of leadership must be instituted and intact. We are looking at three issues regarding Biafra that must be addressed. Nobody should play about it. If you go on to the issue of Moses leaving the Israelites, they cross the water. After crossing the water, they start having problem with water. Maybe you have heard about the bitter well of Maria. They had the land, but there was no water. God did something to make sure they had water. And then if we continue looking from Genesis to Revelation, the first miracle of Jesus in the land of Galilee was turning water into wine. In every land, the next thing that comes is water. You see, I love the Bible so much because it is hiding the truth that governs the universe. I do not know how this book came about. Truly, I think it is written by the inspiration of God. The Holy Spirit using men as mere instruments. If you get close to that book, you open yourself to that book, you cannot be the same man. That is why people like us cannot be manipulated. We cannot be deceived. You cannot use us. We will give you time to disgrace yourself. We will give you time to repent. We will give time to see the sincerity in what you are doing. And then we'll respond the way I am responding. I'm talking to the people of Biafra. This is festive period. Everybody is running around. But something is missing already without your knowledge. Now we look at the issue of earth, our land. Why did we come out here in the first place? To secure our land. Now, let me base some of the things I'm going to say on the articles coming from the Ninas. They talk about the raising campaign on the water bill going on in the National Assembly. They're talking about addressing the Constitution of Nigeria who take over our land. They are focusing on two major areas. We came out here, then they talk about the caliphate and their tactics of taking over our land. Let us look at it this way. From one of the articles I read from the platform of the Ninas, and I was glad that these people are even following what is happening. Number one, the caliphate are busy planting their people within our community. These are some of the things that gave birth to the killing in Enugu, Amufu to be precise. These are part of the things that generated the killing of our people from different angles. Whenever there is Fulani herdsmen attack in our land, even when the colonial master invaded, it is our land they want. Let's even leave Biafra land, for instance. The colonial masters, the imperialists, the original the real terrorists who invaded Africa in the first place to civilize us. Now we are civilized. I hope I'm right. They still control our land. The issue of apartheid raised up because almost all the land in South Africa belonged to the white people who were not indigenous to South Africa. And one should begin to wonder, where did the Europeans entered Africa, a land of black people, a land of Zulu people, and owns the land? How did it come to? This is because the people of Africa has lost their mind. They don't understand the essence of methodological triangulation. The need to protect your land, your water, and ring of leadership. Three things involved. Look at majority of the African countries. Our land doesn't belong to us. Now let's come back to the issue of Nigeria. Yesterday, I pointed out to you. I said the Nigerian constitution already have taken our land from us. You are just a manager. That your central land, that land you think belongs to you, go and read Nigerian constitution regarding your land. You see, it doesn't belong to you. Those of you insulting your governor is idiot, your governor is idiot. The day God will give you a real demonic governor, he's going to allocate all your land to the federal government and you will not do anything. Considering, looking at it from that angle, I see that most of our governors are truly very genuine people. Because the land of Nigeria does not belong to any individual. It belongs to the federal government of Nigeria, and I don't know who they are. And the federal government of Nigeria have the right to take any land that they wish to take, irrespective of who is the occupant. Only one person can intervene in that matter. And that is if the governor, ring of leadership, decide whether to compensate you or not. Your land. triangulation, methodological triangulation of the people of Biafra. It's an issue we cannot overrule. Today, we are everywhere agitating. For what? Is it not to secure our land? Is it not to secure our land? But with what is going on around now, many of you in diaspora who didn't come home, you are not coming home. You wanted to come. My brother told me most of his friends canceled their flight. Most of them from Germany, where Nenayanya and Chike are, they canceled their flights. They are afraid of unknown gunmen. I had misunderstanding with somebody yesterday, and the person said to me, "Oh, George ONYIBE," and he was saying it to like, "Oh, see George ONYIBE, let's stone George ONYIBE." I said, "So you know George ONYIBE?" And I started shouting, "Come and see unknown gunmen." Oh. As I'm talking to you, they are begging me not to call him unknown gunmen. The families are everywhere begging me. I said, "Okay, you know I'm George ONYIBE. And so this is why you are not ashamed. Nnamdi Kanu, your brother, is a thief. We came out here to save our land. Nnamdi Kanu sued us." George ONYIBE, the name your father cannot call is the name you are calling. Now, the point is, under normal circumstances, why is he running now not to answer unknown gunmen sent from heaven to defend Nnamdi Kanu and his bingo? Remember, these are methodological triangulation. And so as we speak, every effort is made to take over our land. What are we doing to protect our land? We are the ones selling our land to Fulani. Fulani are busy planting those people, Fulani that are not Nigerian. They are planting them in your indigenous land. And with time, they would have spent there 30 years. I heard an audio of Fulani claiming that they have been in a particular community somewhere in Enugu, and of course another one from Imo, that they have been in that community. In fact, the Fulani man was speaking Igbo, the one from Imo State. Ya all Enugu kwas, all Imo State kwase muwa. Na wato na Imo State, na Imo State. Fulani man. He claims he's an indigenous Fulani Imo man. What are we doing to protect our land? Our land is not pursuing Fulani herdsmen. No. Our land is not after strangers. So Southeast is after indigenous Igbos. Who is Nnamdi Kanu? Who knows about triangulation doing about it? I'm in the South as I'm speaking. Somebody from the Southeast is coming to South to threaten me with Nnamdi Kanu. Don't you see how daft he is? If I had interior motive, what I will do to that man, he will regret for the rest of his life. The reception was not good for him. But is that what we see for us? Meanwhile, Fulani are balancing in our land. How do we address this issue? How do we address this issue? Simeon Ekpa, under Nnamdi Kanu directive, they are destabilizing their land, Biafra land. Why are they doing that? Because they know who controls your land. The moment they have access to controlling your water, they manipulate the ring of leadership. Honestly, I don't expect everyone to understand what I'm saying. No. But begin to listen to these broadcasts over and over and over. You will get the truth. In the time of the Persians, the Babylonians, in fact, specifically the Persians, when they conquer a nation, as a mark of surrender from that nation, they will ask you to give them the offering of earth and water. They ask for just simple thing. You must give them the offering of earth and water. And the moment you give them that offering of earth and water, it's a mark of submissive to the Babylonian, the Medes, the Persians, whatever, the Roman Empire, all they want is earth and water. Maybe you begin to get it. Nigeria has successfully taken over our land. But two things are left. They are not yet in control of our water. And once they get control of that water, the ring of leadership is gone. Are you getting the methodological means of triangulation? The Romans ask for nothing more or less. They just need your earth and water as a sign of total submission to the higher power. They don't control our water. That is why some people from South still have certain control within their region. But the Fulanis are not relaxing. In the freedom fighter, what are you doing about it? Until now, I used to think it is Niger Delta issue. You have to deal with it. But I soon discover it's not about Niger Delta. It is about the people of Biafra. In the ring of leadership, it is bastardized already. Because they control the earth, not yet in control of the water. And they are fighting for it. And nobody is looking at it. Nobody is talking about it. Until one day it will dawn on all of us. You have given them the offering of earth and water. A sign of total submission to the will of whoever owns Nigeria. The ring of leadership will not work. The atrocity going on in Igbo land today is orchestrated as a result that Nnamdi Kanu want to be a supreme mercy, supreme leader. Did you hear that? Supreme leader. The current issue, crisis going on between Simeon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu Fulu, are those Mugus don't know that Nnamdi Kanu just want to be a supreme leader. But what Nnamdi Kanu little brain cannot tell him is that it is not possible for any community, anybody from any community, to rise up to rule anybody from the southeast, not to talk of the whole southeast and south-south. It didn't occur to him. They are testing their power. They are testing the water. Maybe Nnamdi Kanu can be the next supreme mercy of Igbo land. But I'm sure Nnamdi Kanu did not know that Ojukwu was not even a supreme leader of Igbo people. There were a lot of people who, for mutual understanding, respect for one another, they didn't fight themselves. Imagine if Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was antagonizing Ojukwu. You see, they understand what the ring of leadership means. Imagine if Alexei Kweme was fighting against Ojukwu. Imagine if people like Jim Nwobodo, as young and vibrant as they are, were fighting against Ojukwu. Imagine people like Chinwe Achebe, the real secretaries who never announced themselves. Imagine Akanebian. It's so many to mention. Imagine Professor Ben Wabweze. Imagine late Professor Amechi Mbazurike. They had issue with Ojukwu. They respected the link of leadership. Today, this is where we are having issue. Because once this angle falls, then that thing you are running for, it will dawn on you. Let me remind you before we look at that link of leadership in detail. If you like, own half of America. If you are not from America, you are not from America. If you like, live in Saudi Arabia, own all the Emirate Empire. If you are not from there, you are not from there. I have a relative in Germany who is married to a German woman. He confidently told me that even their children, half Nigerian, half German, they document them differently. They have certain rights to certain amenities as German citizens. At least their mother is there. He said, but there are privileges that the true German citizen, mother German, father German have, that their own children don't have. I'm not in Germany and I've not been there. Those of you in Germany, you know I'm saying the truth. So you are not from there. I listened to a brother in Europe making a broadcast telling those of you in Europe, most especially, don't come home. Forget about home. You have spent 10 years in Europe. They have given you citizenship. They ask you to stay with us. Forget about your home. That is what he's telling you. My brother, it will dawn on us one day. People who don't have home begin to look for home. People who have home are looking for how to destroy their home or how to abandon their home. Understand, I may not live more than 100 years. But I understand that what I do today in life will echo into eternity. And so even when I'm gone, I will still be here. That is how we live. And so most of you who are supposed to be looking for solution to restore our land, you are the ones sponsoring criminality because your children are in safe heaven. Maybe these your children will not pay for your atrocity or your kindness, but their children after their children will surely pay for it. It's a promise. And that is why Mazimefo will always say, every evil we have committed, let it follow us. People don't even know what we are up against. So some of you believe you are established in Europe. It doesn't concern you. It's okay. Mosquito don't bite you. I understand. You don't have issue with NEPA. I understand. You always have access to telecommunication and other advanced technology. It's okay. What goes around comes around. And so those of you in diaspora, majority of you, you are sponsoring to destabilize your land. Now, coming back to the ring of leadership. Now the Kanu want to be the god of Igbo land. But it doesn't stop there. Because the place you call Igbo land, there are people that are not Igbo, that are living in that Igbo land. They will respond to you. Now they are not talking. And by the time they will begin to respond, it will lead to another crisis that you have not faced or ready to engage. There are three major groups of people that are not Igbo, that have been absorbed inside supposedly Igbo land. That is why each time you are dividing Biafra to get certain rank, you don't know what you are preparing for the future. This is the issue of methodological triangulation. Once these three angles are taken from us, whether you are ascending or you are descending, the credibility of everything we represent is gone. One, you have Idoma people inside Igbo land. The same way you have Igbo people inside Idoma land. Two, you have the Gala people inside Igbo land. The same way you have some Igbo blood inside the Gala land. How do you define the issue regarding earth and water in relationship to the ring of leadership? You're going to exterminate them. Three, there are the ones you call Osu. Osus, you can preach to hide it. You know the truth behind it when they say Osu. Osu are still with you. If you know making use of that name, what it's doing to the ring of leadership in our land, some of you will be ashamed of yourself. Let me digress a little bit. I want you to examine all the monarchs in Biafra land, within the south and the southeast. You will see Anyoma is the only throne, is the only people who have ancient monarch installed till today. Outside of Baru, outside will be of furniture. Because you don't understand. When you come out, you yap on social media, and the kind of idiot will be disgracing themselves. You don't understand. The whole of South and the Southeast, listen to me carefully. The only original stool, the only ancient monarch still standing outside the Obi of furniture can only be found in Anyoma land. And you will understand why they don't play dirty politics close to those thrones. we understand the implication behind methodological triangulation, which involves your land, your earth, and the ring of leadership. Obi of Agbo is referred to as one of the youngest monarchs. He was born in 1976, and then there are people more monarch younger than him, but his own was an unusual issue. But when you come to Delta State, Obi of Agbo remain, the Denyi of Agbo remain the highest traditional monarch in Delta State. And Obi of Efezomo of Owa presently is the monarch in charge of government issues. Government appoint monarch. Obi of Efezomo is older than Obi Kabwekuzi. They don't fight over it. You cannot break the rank. No lunatic can run out from anywhere and say, yes, because I have made money. Imagine Jim Ovia. Imagine Ndoko Baigbina. Imagine Choko de Arabo. Imagine all these Abo boys that have small money. And then it get into their head. And then one of them come home and say, I want to become the Obi of Agbo because I have made money. Imagine Vincent West, Urikizi, the Emare family. They don't try that. Our ring of leadership is intact. I want you to understand. You won't understand. Nandekano has spoiled the brain of most of you. I took time these days to look into what the Ninas are doing. And I discovered that despite the fact that they are not focusing on the ring of leadership, they are dealing properly well with the issue of earth and water. You need to do something about that. That is why I'm paying more attention on the ring of leadership. And I encourage you, go and look at those issues regarding earth and water. Constitution already take your land. The same constitution want to take over your water. And then the only line of defense, the last line of defense we have is in disarray. Because one man, the idiot Okano and his family are cooling down in Abuja and deceiving you. And the caliphate are doing their job very well. Let us come back a little bit. I say Anyoma is the only people who have their monarch intact. Obi Efezomo is a highly respected monarch. He's a friend of Buhari. He's a friend of Ahmadu Bello. He's a friend of Tafawa Balewa. He's a friend of every pan-Nigerianist pioneer you know. He grew up with them. And 90% of them are barristers. Not because they have chamber. They are educated. They know what they need to know. These people didn't fight for anything. When Obi Kechukwu died, he does not have a son. But one of the wife was pregnant. And they said, let's wait till the woman gives birth. Let's know if it's going to be a boy or a girl before we decide what happened to the throne. I read Igbo people writing our history, how Obi Kabwekuzi was born. And they write jargon. I responded to them, I leave them. Because you are Igbo man now, what Yoruba did to you, you are not doing it to other people. You don't have sense. 90% of Igbo history is written by Yoruba. Today now, Igbo people, instead of correcting their history, are busy writing the history of other people. What a shame. They destroying the ring of leadership. And the person was writing, hey, that is to show how more people don't need king now. If another person will take over king, and for almost 20 years, nobody ruled Abo, and yet he come back, they don't need a king now. I responded to them and I said, see, we have a tradition, a culture in my place. We have rules. In the absence of the king, the eldest person in the king extended family takes over the throne. You call them Onowu. Aside Onowu, we have a lot of people who protect families. Now let's leave it at that. So after how many years without a king, the young child came back. Nobody drag the throne with him. Egbani Orike's family did not drag the throne. Jim Ovia did not drag the throne. Ndoka Bagbona did not drag it. Nobody dragged the throne. They allowed the boy to mount on the throne. And when his time of reigning as a king is gone, his child will take over. This is not because they are our God. This is not because they are something they are not. This is because the foundation of that land was laid on trust, was laid on principle, was laid on agreement. Agreements was reached, and it is still obeyed today. And it's still obeyed today. What is it that people don't understand? When we talk about the issue of leadership, there are a lot of issues that need to be addressed. A lot of issues that need to be addressed. How can we be toiling with our people? How? Is it that we're pretending we don't know what is going on? Sorry for that. Just working in my project, and somebody need to attend to those clients. So talking about the issue, the ring of leadership cannot be tampered with. Obi of Onitsha, for instance, that throne has been there from time immemorial. We see how some people try to rubbish the Obi of Onitsha. If that man is not globally highly connected, one idiot would have run out from somewhere and say he's the new Obi of Onitsha. Just look at the Southeast. Somebody will make $10,000. He will become the Igwe Kana of Enu Wanini. We thought all this rubbish can be corrected. It is still being repeated by Nnamdi Kanu. Supreme mercy. I am the supreme leader of IPOB, Biafrans worldwide, idiot that has not brushed his teeth. People like Foreign will buy suit for him. He will come on Facebook and do fashion parade. He is your supreme leader. He has no regard for monarch, no regard for elders, no regard for subordinate, no regard for people working with him. He has no regard, absolute no regard for anybody. He wants to lead. He doesn't know the principle of leadership. He that must be the leader of you all must be the servant. Humility. I'm sure you are getting it. Or maybe you are not getting it. The only thing that is valuable in our life as a people that must be protected, just three things: our land, our water, and then the ring of leadership. Now, what are you doing about it? We've not been able to maintain it. Sometimes we come up and see a true leader. The hopeless ones among us will sit back and begin to analyze the criteria, the quality of this leader. You begin to hear, he's a local champion. He didn't go to school. His English is not polished. Who is his father? Who is his mother? I'm not sure Atiku parents were able to feed well before they passed on. That Atiku that brought Nnamdi Kanu over, I'm not sure his parents were able to have 3 square meals. The Fulani gave him chance to emerge. This should be applicable to El-Rufai. The Fulani gave him chance to emerge. But it is only we in Biafra land that are busy. Who is his father? Okonyobo. Does he have a degree? With all your degree, look at you. Some will come and say illiterate, Olodo. And then I begin to wonder, the president of Nigeria, I'm more educated than him. Atoro. And you that have PhD everywhere, he's ruling us. And we are busy destroying the link of leadership. Don't you people have sense to know up till now That insulting your governor is not leading you anywhere? Insulting everybody and calling them saboteur. Look at Charlie Boy now have joined them. Charlie Boy saw the governors in the southeast are saboteur. They will begin to address them. Look at Charlie Boy. At his age now, he want to draw popularity. His father was responsible of Oputa panel. What happened in Oputa panel, Charlie Boy? What happened in Oputa panel? We know people like Obasanjo frustrated your father, but your father didn't resist those atrocities. Under his watch, he allowed the Biafran genocide to be swept under the carpet. But person never ask you now. They never address you. So they address everybody. What Nnamdi Kanu did, and he's going to pay for it and continue to pay for it for eternity until he make amends, is what all of you are coming to do. Is it not time you understand that insulting people, cursing people is not leading us anywhere? 3 things is at stake. Whatever group you belong to, whatever you are doing, if you are not considering the issue regarding land, earth, and the ring of leadership, which I called this morning methodological triangulation. My brother, you are deceiving yourself. You are endangering the life of our people. And sooner than expected, all of us will see the consequence of what we have done. It's a new year coming. How are we trying to manage our leadership? This is one of the reasons we called for our people to get involved in political participation. And sincerely speaking from observation, it is evidence that we don't even know what we mean by political participation. Moral people, I thought they have brain, are now behaving like Nnamdi Kanu idiots, that they are contesting for Peter Obi or Tinubu. Just follow all of you now. These are people that I thought they have sense. Some are busy defending Jagaban. Some are busy defending P2B. Some are busy fighting for Atiku. Not because they like P2B. Not because they like Atiku. Not because they like Tinubu. Because they have been paid one way or the other. Some of them in diaspora even think by doing that, when P2B win, they will be able to come back home. What a shame. Ring of leadership. Nobody is chasing us there, but it is still being penetrated. We are the one destroying it. Either by I too know, either by too much money, either by too much expose. We are the one destroying it. The issue of our land, the issue of earth and water. You address the constitution, we can be free. But the issue of leadership, the ring of leadership, if we fail it, I will always say, get ready for the impact. Get ready for the impact. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't suit you. We are not like, oh, we are killing Fulani. Today we are declaring Biafra. 3 days, Biafra will come. Criminals everywhere. Let us be advised. Look at Hausa in relation, Fulani in relation to their ring of leadership. Lamido Sanusi Lamido is such a powerful man. He has many names. He's so powerful as far as the Fulani agenda is concerned. Ring of leadership. He was made the governor of Central Bank some time ago. And along the line, maybe the power got into his head. Did you see how they escort him from the palace of the emir? You hear about him again? Did you see him resist? Did you see any quarry there? Because the guy understands that when it comes to the issue of ring of leadership, nobody is bigger and nobody is smaller. That place must be respected. You don't respect your king. Do I expect you to respect my king? You don't respect your father. Do I expect you to respect my father? You don't even respect yourself. How do I expect you to respect me? And yet we are pretending, we are going to do this. My brother, you are deceiving yourself. Go back and look at how life works. God created the earth, like I told you. In the earth, there was earth and water. And then other living creatures emerge. They reason differently. Some reason clockwise, and then others anti-clockwise. And God understands the cycle of life is imbalance. And then it takes the ring of leadership to balance it. And so what does he do? He appointed a leader. Is it not amazing that yet the lion eat goat, and then the goat eat grass? And then when the goat and the lion die, the grass will eat them. And then life continues to revolve on the same balance. And in as much as we train chicken in our homes, have you seen anybody keeping lion as a pet? Leadership made them to understand that, of course, life is imbalance. The ring of leadership puts everything in a balance scale. Who is putting our land in a balance scale? Now the Kanu is busy fighting for supremacy. Leader. Simeon Ekpa is giving you the day Biafra will come. You are not seeing it. Let me stop here. Because if you can't see it here, you may not be able to see it properly. But meanwhile, let me look at some of the criminals often and the Kanu, if any of them are not hiding in the bush. You say, this one say, okay, my sister, thank you. When you people do good, I tell you, you are doing good. Three things is supposed to be protected in what you are doing. Our land is supposed to be protected. Our water is supposed to be protected. And the ring of leadership is supposed to be minded. Now the Kanu and other idiots are running haywire. All the leaders we have had in time past, they have messed them up. They have messed them up. All the leaders that has emerged for to lead our people in different dimensions. Now the Kanu has messed all of them up. They are shabu. I enter the group of shabu now. Allow me to lead as a saboteur. They are not allowing me. Very unfortunate. Where is any other one? Master Cool, he say compliment of the season. My brother, God bless you. You are really cool. Master Cool, you are really cool indeed. Where is the next one again? Felice, he hear me. He say, good morning, Sir George ONYIBE. My brother, God bless you. God bless you. It look like people with brain wake up in the morning to listen to broadcast. God bless all of you. So no now the Kanu idiot. China Sangoru paid all of you handsomely to come and lie to our people. That Simeon Ekpa is a criminal, not a criminal. We know. We know. We know. So no bingo here. No bingo here. Maybe they will come later. Because they are looking for disinformation and propaganda. I am not insulting you. If I've insulted you, I apologize. I'm not challenging you. If I have done that, I mean no disrespect. I'm not telling you that I know it all. It's just that I'm concerned because I am involved. There is a methodical triangulation going on. My dear, don't get involved. Don't let them get you off guard. Your land is in question. Your water is in question. And the ring of leadership is in disarray. I'll sign off from here. I remain George ONYIBE. If need be, I can come up later on to expatiate on it the more. God bless all of you. We'll talk later. Goodbye for now. And compliment of the season once again.